Welcome to a two-part special edition of the Ultimate Team Builder. I do realise what this means. There will be 3 days in a row of Ultimate Team Builders, but it's necessary for the time of year it is. What this is a college football playoffs special where we're going to look at Alabama versus Washington and Clemson versus Ohio State. And what we're going to do is look at the NFL teams for each of these college teams and we're going to compare them that way. Today we're going to be doing Alabama and Washington because that is the first game that is going to be played. And then tomorrow we'll be doing Ohio State and Clemson as the second game to be played. And then for the actual college football playoffs final, I'll be doing a different style of video that combines the two teams that are in the playoff final. So Alabama, Washington, and what we're going to first do is take a quick look at the teams and then we'll put them side by side and compare them. So this is Alabama, an 81 overall team, 80 offense, 83 defense, very nice looking. Offensive line, not bad, pretty good depth. Tight end, Michael Williams. Wide receivers, obviously very good. Running backs, obviously very good. A nice quarterback to be fair, and fullback is pretty sorted too. And then on the defense, the safeties are probably the best we're going to see out of all these teams. The linebackers are probably right up there as well. Defensive line, defensive tackle is good, the other positions not so much, and the cornerback's pretty good too. Now let's take a look at the Washington team. And Washington is a little bit better in terms of their players in the NFL. And now I should mention maybe there are some guys missing here, but if they're on a practice squad currently or a free agent, I probably missed them. And also I am limited by what is available in the Muthead database, so some of the smaller players, less known, that aren't on Ultimate Team are not going to be on the team. On the line they've got one player at right guard, Senio Kelemete. At tight end, Austin Seferian-Jenkins. They do also have Joshua Perkins, who is not on Ultimate Team. Then at wide receiver they have Jermaine Kearse and Kason Williams, both playing for Seattle. At running back Dwayne Washington, and at fullback Marcel Reese, who of course also now plays for the Seahawks. No quarterback available for them, so a pretty bare offense there. Defense gets a little bit better. We've got Dashon Goldson at free safety, no strong safety, but Mason Foster, Donald Butler and Shaq Thompson make up the linebackers, with John Timu in as a backup. But they do probably have the best cornerback group out of all of these teams, with Marcus Peters and Desmond Trufant. Now Desmond Trufant, criminally underrated there at 84 overall and hasn't got any specials. The defensive line isn't bad either, with Haoli Kikaha and Danny Shelton. Travis Feeney we've pulled down from left outside linebacker just to complete that, and that is it for them. So we pull the two teams side by side and we can compare position groups. And so now we're going to compare the two teams and it goes out of 13 points. We've got quarterbacks, running backs, fullbacks, wide receivers as a group, tight end, offensive line as a group, safeties, cornerbacks, linebackers, defensive tackle, defensive ends as a group, kickers and punters. And we'll score the teams out of those, so we start with the quarterbacks, and Alabama obviously has the advantage there by having one. Running backs, again, Alabama has got Derrick Henry, TJ Yeldon, Eddie Lacy, Mark Ingram, Kenyon Drake. Washington has Dwayne Washington, so again I think favor goes to Alabama for that one. However, fullback, yes, Charleston Fowler's very good, but Marcel Reese, obviously this season a little bit of a blemish for him, but I would definitely say Marcel Reese is probably the better fullback here. And then for tight end, again I think Washington's got the favour there with Seferian-Jenkins, Michael Williams on injured reserve, but also used mainly just as an extra lineman by the Patriots. Then onto the O-line, and it's a pretty good O-line by Alabama anyway, with Andre Smith, James Carpenter, Ryan Kelly, Evan Mathis and Cyrus Kwanjo. But of course the main point is that Washington has just a right guard, so favour to Alabama. So then we go down to the safeties, and again Washington only has one safety, but even if they had two, I don't think they were going to be better than Haha Clinton Dix and Landon Collins. Favor to Alabama. Cornerbacks, they've got some nice players there, Kareem Jackson, Dre Kirkpatrick, but Marcus Peters and Desmond Trufant will probably beat out any of the teams in the playoffs, so they take advantage there. Then we look at the linebackers, and then you cannot do much better than Dante Hightower, CJ Mosley and Mark Barron, even though Mason Foster, Donald Butler, Shaq Thompson, not too bad, but the favor there, especially when you start looking at the depth and things, has got to go to Alabama. A defensive tackle, we've got Marcel Darius versus Danny Shelton, and for that one I personally would say Marcel Darius, but then again I would be biased in saying that, so we're going to say Danny Shelton. Give Washington a point there as well. Danny Shelton is very good, and if we consider the two teams the two play for, Danny Shelton being good is a little bit more impressive than Marcel Darius being good when he's surrounded by other good players. And then defensive ends, Alabama not really boasting much with Quinton Dial and Wallace Gilbury, but Washington only have Haoli Kikaha and a linebacker that we pulled down, so the favor has to go to Alabama purely on a what players they've got point, and neither of the teams have a kicker or a punter in the NFL, so they don't get any points there. I was about to do the score and then I realized I completely missed the wide receivers. I guess, you know, it was kind of open and shut. When you have Julio Jones and Amari Cooper on your team, there's not going to be a team that beats you, but Jermaine Kearse is a nice player there, but Kason Williams is the second guy. Not that impressive. Alabama obviously takes the advantage there. And if you were looking for evidence that I cannot count, this will be it, because I have to re-record this because I originally said that Alabama wins 8-3. They actually only win 7-4. Not a bad job by Washington getting 4 points on them there. So that does it. That was Alabama versus Washington. Tomorrow we will be doing Ohio State versus Clemson, and then we'll do one more of these when we know which two teams will be playing each other for the national championship.